Hello and welcome back to another video of That Bored Guy, where I'm bored and make random interesting videos for you guys. And today we are doing a review of Loki episode 5, Journey into Mystery. Loki is definitely one of the best series ever created, and they went out of the park in this one. And of course, spoiler alert. So let's begin, shall we? I am Loki, god of outcasts. They see themselves in me and I in them, all of us alone together. This is an excerpt from Daniel Kibblesmith's Loki 5, and quite a prominent theme of Loki's story in the MCU to date. Classic Loki, played amazingly by Richard E. Grant, declared part of it aloud in the 5th episode, when he told his gathered counterparts that they only have one part to play in the story of life, the universe and everything, the god of outcasts. But throughout the series to date, Loki has borne witness to all his terrible flaws, and right now, he's just sick to death of them. From the god of outcasts, to the god of losers, to the god of mischief, Loki is tired, so very tired of himself. He's also falling in love with himself, but, he can take that shit to a therapist and work it out in private. Wherever you go, there you are, fits just as well for Loki episode 5's theme, as Loki got to know some other version of himself while stranded in the void. Their mistakes laid bare. Kid Loki killed Thor. Classic Loki survived the Avengers Infinity War encounter with Thanos by using his sorcery to hide. Alligator Loki ate his neighbor's cat, and Boastful Loki kicked both Iron Man and Captain America's asses and went to collect the Infinity Stone set. And Vote Loki was all about claiming political power on Midgard, I suppose. It's hard to pick an MVP from these lot. While it's tempting to immediately choose Alligator Loki or Kid Loki, who inevitably is going to join Young Avengers lineup, Classic Loki wielded the most thematic impact by revealing what would have happened if Loki had evaded death in the sacred MCU timeline. Weariness, loneliness, and a mile of regret. Loki really got a chance to see where all his worthless baggage was taking him, drawn heavily in the lines of Classic Loki's face. While there was both a lot of emotional resonance and fun to be had in this particular installment of the series, it did suffer from the traditional problems of a penultimate episode. It had one last boss to fight in Alioth before our Loki-Sylvie duo forged ahead to challenge the big bad, and we also had to go through the motions of formulating a successful plan of attack, all of which drove up enough excitement for the finale, but didn't really get us any closer to the end of our own journey into mystery. After last week's shocks and surprises, there was bound to be a little calm before the storm, but I'm probably not the only one who hoped for a little bit more oomph in amongst the admittedly extremely distracting and gleeful collection of Marvel Easter eggs on screen. It was definitely a relief to see Mobius had managed to stay alive in the void after being pruned by Jar Jar Renslayer. Many thanks to Marvel for pulling its own Lightning McQueen to the rescue moment in the pizza delivery car. Alright, it wasn't a jet ski, but there's still time. It seems that Loki has made a real friend in all this weirdness, and I hope that this will be a friendship that endures beyond the sea of the series. Owen Wilson has been an excellent addition to the MCU, and seems to have had a lot of fun playing the character. Though it was a pleasure to spend some time with Mobius, the Lokis and their stories, there was some awkward blanket time with Loki and Sylvie that I really could have done without. I will reiterate that I wish this romance wasn't happening. It just feels weird as hell. I love Sylvia as a character, but making her a love interest for Loki still feels unfortunate and way too rushed. In the end, Loki and Sylvie managed to enchant Alioth by combining their growing power. But unfortunately, it was too late to save Classic Loki, something I do not have it in my heart to forgive at this time. Yes, of course, they managed to open a portal to this place beyond the void in an effort to continue the entity who may truly be behind the creation of the TVA. But would it have killed them to get the job done a few seconds earlier? Like, come on, Classic Loki was too good. Who will be revealed as the villain of this show next week? My first instinct, and one I had when the first trailer was released, despite getting all the details laughably wrong, was Loki and Sylvie were about to meet MCU's version of Doctor Doom, The castle we see in the distance looks eerily like Doomdas of the Battleworld. But so many hints in the series thus far have teased as a Kang the Conqueror appearance. However, in the back of my mind lies another, perhaps more realistic fact. This is the third Marvel Disney Plus series, and the first two there were the Big Bad Mystery. They were resolved without introducing a new MCU character in the end. In WandaVision, it was not Mephisto pulling the strings, but Agatha. In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the power broker turned out to be Sharon Carter. In Loki, it is therefore just as likely as the man behind the TVA curtain to be someone we've already met, Loki himself. As always, I'm looking so much forward to next week's episode, and whatever your thoughts and theories are, please put them in the comments down below. There were also just so many Easter eggs in the void. A giant yellow jacket helmet, the helicarrier, Thor's hammer, and also Throg, the Thor version in a frog, and the Thanos copter, and the living tribunal. So yeah, can't wait for next week's episode. In the meantime, please consider subscribing if you already haven't. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.